cozinha portuguesa.
Well, thank you so much.
Wonderful
Obrigado.
to be here.
And we are doing this interview with a lot of Portuguese brands with us. Okay, so está alegre to start with. Porcelain. Quite interesting.
Yeah.
This is Lameirinho. The coffee is Delta, port wine, and pastéis de nata David.
That's from Barcelona, right?
So guys, let's speak about your life and your experience with music, because that's what everything is about, no?
Yeah.
That's
Who is
what brought
going
us
to
all
start?
together.
So, we are here with Derek and Marius. David is already well known.
David is on the chair since long time.
So who is going to start?
Yeah,
Mari?
Derek. He knows
Derek
music
is
longer
the
than I do.
man.
He knows music longer than I do.
Yeah. No, it was music that brought us all together.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about it. And that's sort of, we start in different places, different worlds, but yeah, here we are in Brussels, and it's that
you
common
are from
thing.
which country?
I'm English.
English. And Marius? We
Romania.
know already, but people don't know.
Yeah,
so.
Romania, a small little country next to Russia.
Sensitive issue for the moment. Better not to talk about that.
Yeah, well, in truth, to be said, like we had an intermediate, like a real estate agent.
Yeah.
So somebody hooked us up. It was Raul.
Raul.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Raul, which basically I met in a gym, you can imagine that. And we kind of got, good friends and everything, and starting doing things with the music.
Yeah.
And then I was having my open mics in Cuvée de Bière, in Volude.
Yeah.
And I remember that you had an Indian.
Well, I joined this
show.
Bollywood band with the same Rahul, and
there you go.
Raul.
he decided it'd be a good idea to get us all together in Cuvée, and it was 7 years ago, a little bit over.
Already?
7 years is going to be about
years.
now, I think. I mean, we
Yeah.
met around May. I think that in
Yeah,
June we had
yeah.
the first official sort of like concert. Yeah, I think in
So
April,
we
May
need to
we met.
celebrate.
Yeah, we weren't the
Yeah, we're
Cowboys
about-
then, but a few months later we became the Belgo Cowboys.
So let's celebrate that, guys. Where is the drink?
No, let's celebrate
Where are the
with
drinks?
port wine. Okay, to start with.
Savnievich.
Yeah, and the name. That's quite
I'll do the honors.
curious. So, thank you so much, Marius. Belgo Cowboys.
The name, I must
Yeah.
give that credit to Mr. Derek here.
Okay, Derek.
yeah.
Okay, tell the story.
The
Tell us
legend, the name. No, we were just sending emails. We had our first little gig, and we just sent around this email.
Thank
It's
you.
called, Cowboys Do Belgo Land for fun. It's a little homage to a Norwegian film of Leningrad Cowboys. But we just shortened that, and that seemed to be a good name. Again, Rahul's choice. He saw the attraction of the name. So that's what we became, the Belgo
No, he didn't have
Cowboys.
anything to do
None
with
of
that.
us are Belgo.
Yeah,
But,
well, that's the fun part.
Yeah, okay, so that's the fun part of the story, because Belgo Cowboys, and as far as I understood, no one is from Belgium,
Can I put it back
right?
Absolutely, and we don't intend to.
Yeah,
So-
not by design, but that's how it is. It's
So you are from England.
England.
England, Romania,
Romania.
and then we have now currently 3 Italians. We'll talk about them a
So
bit later.
Marco,
Enea, and Luca. Well,
Luca, yeah.
short-lived, I think, because he's gonna leave Belgium soon. But
who?
Luca,
Caribbean. The boys
Okay.
heading for
Caribbean,
the
yeah.
Caribbean. Who can blame
Okay.
him?
man with a plan.
So,
Yes.
So cheers,
Belgo,
guys.
Cheers.
Yeah.
and thank you for coming.
No, thank you for having us. here.
Cheers. Or
Cheers.
saúde, as we say in Portuguese.
Saúde.
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 Mm.
It's quite different from Spanish.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Portuguese is Spanish, like just a bit twisted.
Yeah, a little bit, come on. A little bit, come on. So, David, now
Romanian's
it's up
Italian twisted, right?
exactly the same.
No, but I remember that we meet, we know each other already like for maybe 8 years or 9 years, huh?
Yep.
Because then I met you first via with Vali,
True.
in that bar somewhere.
I still remember in Excel that bar.
Yeah, close to Matongue.
Exactly. That's where I first saw you. And by then, I think I was doing shows by myself with a looper kind of thing, with a machine that was.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have a band, I didn't have anyone to play. I was playing with Nadine on the day now. I remember that.
Yeah.
And I met David. You were just coming back from South America. I remember, right? You're coming
Yes,
from South
true,
America.
True. I don't remember more that so well, the timeline, but indeed at that time probably I was
Yeah.
about to do it, or I was
I think you returned. I think you
okay. I
returned.
was
Yeah.
returning. I was returning. No, it was a great time.
So yeah, that's how I met David, and I think, I mean, we kind of met every time we got a chance, and every time we had a show or everything. I always love having this guy in because he's bringing life to the life to the life. You know, it's that's what he does.
Yeah, we're the support act for David quite a lot of the time. I
Yeah,
think,
yeah. Sometimes I'm a bit jealous. I can't do that.
No, it's quite funny because the first time I heard Belgo Cowboys was in Café Portugal
In Café Portugal, that's
with
right.
Mr. Albano, of course.
Yeah.
And we went there because Sir Albano told me David Fonseca is going to play. And David Fonseca is a well-known musician from Portugal.
Yeah, in the Portuguese
And
community.
I convinced my son, like, David Fonseca is in Brussels, he's in Café Portugal, so let's go. And we went there, and then so Belgo Cowboys did the first part of the show, and then David started. And at a certain point, I asked Mr. Albano, like, so where is David Fonseca? He's there. The guy is playing. What? No!
Oh,
Not
David
that
Fonseca-
one, the other one.
David Fonseca seems like, some big statue,
some guy.
Where is Fonseca? By the way, your name is Oliver Porter, right?
So now I realize, at the moment, I think I realized that there are two David Fonseca, the one in Portugal and then our David Fonseca here in Brussels, only for us.
Most
It's quite-
likely, most likely.
Yeah, exactly. But one thing that I'm very curious about, so you, Belgo Cowboys, you sing especially songs from America,
Yeah, American.
US,
True.
yeah.
True.
So American tunes.
Yeah.
Why? That's my question.
Well, yeah, probably I'm the right person to ask this question. Because that's not what I've been doing my whole life. So when I picked up the guitar, I was 15, right? And there was times were very different back then. So you didn't have, the computers, the internet, and everything. So all you could get, or I could get at the time, was like tapes, like old tapes. And you listen to that, and then good luck to get some tune out, particularly if you have a guitar which is not staying in tune more than 10 minutes. But yeah, back in those days, started, like with Beatles and Rolling Stones and where was that? It's like Bob Dylan, bit of a hippie period and all that. But it didn't take that long, I think, after a few years when I already started to play a little bit better guitar and all that, to discover the blues. And the blues was kind of the genre that put me into playing for good, because until then it was like, just playing home with for my mom, who was in pain constantly because of this treatment, I guess. So the blues was a good discovery for me. I still like to do the blues, and that's deep American. Of course, British had their saying in there, but I won't be. But yeah, I listened to a lot of blues, and then a bit later, I think in my 20s, mid-20s or so, I discovered the country music. And that was it. I still find country music very appealing and very interesting in all counts, and it's like always sort of like expanding the spectrum of country music. It's not what it used to be. People, when say country music, they think about the banjo and the violin, and the guys on the countryside, bar torn apart or whatever. No. Country these days is fancy. Country is like for
it's
elite.
true.
Yeah.
And the most
true,
amazing part
true.
of the story is that the rest of the band, so Marco, Luca, Enea, and Derek, they join you.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, when
Yeah.
we met 7 years ago, I remember saying, "Well, I don't really listen to country music and blues. I played more American, but more funk and soul and
Yeah.
reggae. That was more my background." But then we started playing these songs, and they break my heart. The stories behind it, and Marius is right. It's not just this rednecks with banjos. No, there's a deep beauty there, and so I've grown
happy,
to love
Derek.
this music.
Derek, you're the second bass guitar who discovered country with me. I used to, and then I still work with the guy who's recording the bass for my songs. He's a highly professional guy, old school and all that. And when I met him, it was the same. He was doing a lot of classical and rock and whatever. And then he discovered country, and now guy just eats country for breakfast. Every day. He's such a big digger into country. But speaking of that, I think it's really interesting. With the Belgo Cowboys, how the whole thing. So it's really Raul brought Derek, but then it's interesting about Enea. So Enea, it was a funny story with Enea.
Our drummer.
Let's tell the story
So,
of Enea.
I was having like a deal with those guys to have a Friday open mic every Friday. So basically, I was just bring my own guitar, guitar and mic, and I was inviting people who want to join. Which is a fun thing to do. I think we should think about that more often. Huh? People like to.
Another idea.
And here goes this guy who was, taking the tables from out there and put them back. Not speaking much at all, actually. And there goes, goes by about a few weeks, like I had maybe 4 or 5 open mics, and then the barman tells me, the guy there, he's Italian like me, he's a drummer. I'm like, that guy's a drummer. So I go and speak with Enea. By then, Enea already heard everything that I was doing, right? Mm-hmm. And I speak to Enea. Says, "Are you a drummer?" He was like so shy. I play drums, and I'm like, "All right, well, how about this? Next time bring your cajon or whatever, and join me here." So there he comes next time with the cajon, and then I just realized that that's my sleeping pillow, basically.
Yeah.
I was like, "Gosh,
To have these guys
is this
around
for
you.
real? Is this for real?"
Yeah.
So ever since, I got him regularly there, and I gave him my money. So like, okay, I don't want to lose this guy. Whatever the guy was paying me, I was giving.
And Enea, I think that he's so sweet.
Absolutely, absolutely.
He's so sweet. He's an amazing guy.
Now the truth is that it would be very hard for us to sort of like do what we do and to feel comfortable what we do without Enea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Vital.
for us, at least for me, okay, when I go to your gigs in Siendas or in Courtrai or whatever, the most interesting part for me is that I'm looking to a bunch of guys having fun.
Oh, yeah, that's the idea.
Apart from the music, because it's good music, but apart from that, when you look quite attentively for you, the way you look each other, the smiles, it's absolutely, for me at least.
And there is the chemistry. It's not only the type of music that I think you play, it's then the chemistry within the people that makes the things go along. Huh?
True.
Yeah, well, it's a very different band. It's a very open band. Now, when we talked about David playing with us, other people can join in the band, play a song or two. This is kind of unusual. I've played another band. Everything is formal. We have set list. It's
We're in an open relationship.
An open relationship.
We love each other deeply.
Sensitive
Loving each
issue,
other.
open relationship.
Open relationship.
So,
Muito bom, muito bom. Yeah, so pick up to talk again to the basics.
To the
Then,
basics.
we met each other. Then I also, in this bar where you met Enea, I also met Enea, and we ended up jamming 2 or 3 nights in that park close to the restaurant.
Oh yeah.
And we were there until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Or maybe it was 1:30, but yeah.
And then
the only people know that.
and then what? And then we started meeting Gustavo, Derek, then all this group, Raul.
Yeah.
Raul, because at the time we were playing on that place.
Plasky.
It was Plasky,
Right.
and also the other place, the Corner. We also
Corner,
did 1 or 2
yeah.
gigs over there. Huh?
Yeah.
And I remember of going there. Huh? Sometimes just with my amp of the guitar that had 4 inputs for the voice, for the guitar. And I was just making the nights over there.
Yeah, I remember you were doing that quite often. Well, quite often. I mean, every 2 weeks, once in 2 weeks. But it
every
was,
3 weeks, something like
yeah,
It's
nice.
often collaboration. It's nice. Music's at its best without the egos and people pushing it. It's always open. I think that's the special thing.
No, but that's the beauty about. I think what I love about music is the fact that it's such a positive competition. You don't have this. I mean, there's not many places where you have, or activities like sports, or whatever. where actually somebody who's better, who's good, it inspires you. It doesn't.
Yeah.
You don't feel.
Yeah.
You don't feel like.
You don't belong.
Yeah.
You
To
can't
me,
compete,
that's
you don't have
the
to.
beauty of it. And then everybody has a different style. Everybody has a different way of approaching music, and that sometimes is amazing because
There are no egos. in
there are no
music.
egos. There are no
Yeah.
egos. But it's the contrary. You want to match that, but in a positive way, and
Yeah.
then it's something that the competition becomes basically an opportunity for growing, right?
And then, Mr. Marius
Oh.
Costea, you started doing your own songs.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
True.
No, to be honest, I failed my whole life with that because
Why?
that's what I started. When I started, actually, I did a couple of covers, and then I started writing my own things.
Yeah.
Okay, debatable how great they were, but in college I had a band which was a band of only originals. So I was writing, co-writing, and it was a long project for about 4 or 5 years. We did very, very well, and we had good songs, good recordings. And then I moved, and I took a break for about 6 years with music, just to boost my career. And when I moved to Brussels, I decided that I need to get back to music. But I said, like, I'm gonna hone up a little bit, just to get the whole thing back, the playing, the singing, the stage freight,
Uh-huh.
So it's just that it turned out to be a really long honing up. It took about 5, 6 years before I really got back into. I said, like, okay, I just need to write my own stuff, and to be honest, that's what I would like to do, and that's what I would like to play. So yeah, I mean, this pandemic was a great thing for me. It just got me, I did an album basically almost from scratch. I only had like Grey before.
And you are in
pandemics.
Spotify.
Spotify.
Just for people to know.
Yeah. But I'm not running as Belgo Cowboys. I'm running as Marius Costea there. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's my name because basically, it's a bit. This is a bit, let's say, the downside of Belgo Cowboys is the fact that we are really a great, band of playing live and whatever, but we do not actually work together a lot. So
Yeah.
we met once in a blue moon for rehearsals. It's very hard to put people together. So a lot of the things that we grow basically with our concerts. So in this respect, there was not so much, let's say, input for the new songs or whatever. But that's something that I want to rectify. So in the future, I'd like to I already do that because, for instance, Enea is now doing the drums for the last 3, 4 songs.
Something.
Cheers. Marco is doing sometimes guitar parts. So I'm collaborating
Yeah.
with Belgo Cowboys, but not just with Belgo Cowboys. I collaborate with people from US, South America. So whatever I need, I get the right person and I get it done. But of course, the first thing I look it's down to Belgo Cowboys. So yeah, so original music is something that I like to continue doing and to perform it.
And the only two from the band that are doing kind of parallel
Projects.
career or projects, it's you and
Marco has his own original.
Forse no.
Forse
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Forse no.
absolutely.
We all know
Big
Forse
star in
no.
Italy, yeah.
Big star in Italy.
Big
yeah,
in Roma.
Yeah.
I'm not sure to which extent he's continuing on that, but he did.
A few more singles this year, he says.
Yeah,
So,
nice.
Yeah,
He'll
he'll
be
be doing
looking
more.
forward
He's
to.
doing more.
Looking forward to. So
And
yeah,
you, Derek,
Yeah.
with some originals.
No,
he's
never
always
had-
original.
No.
He's always original himself. I mean,
As we say in Portuguese, it's not, não é a tua praia.
But why not? I mean, why?
It's not his
but
cup of
this-
tea.
Actually, it's an interesting question. Why not? Have you never considered while you were playing the bass to have your own songs?
For me, I've done it, but only on the words and lyrics. I've played with that before, but I've had to work with either a backing track, but to actually create a song, it's something I've never even. It's another level. As
I think
well
we
for
have
me.
to start with the basics. So first thing I need to get Derek to actually do some backing vocals, and then we'll talk about originals.
Oh, I was talking about writing, not singing. I've tried the singing many times.
Okay, so now guys, time for you to play something for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And that's really nice, maybe it's worth mentioning this thing about Nowhere to Go with David that we did
yeah,
last summer or
No,
2020.
Maybe 20.
yeah,
no,
2020. It
2020,
was the
yeah.
beginning of the
Like 2 years ago.
pandemia.
Yeah,
Like that.
yeah. So that's a good song to express a little bit the kind of mixture of styles, because we are doing very different things, and that's why I don't mingle that much with David, because we are very, very different. But now and again, something can just go like like a perfect match, like good marriage and all that. So Nowhere to Go was a
Yeah, it
song
was
like that, I
nice
guess.
one. It was a
Do you
nice
think
one.
you are ready to play a little bit of Nowhere to Go? As
No.
we say in
No,
Brazil.
no,
No? As
No.
we say in Brazil, uma palhinha de Nowhere to Go.
No, that is too risky.
So another one. Another one.
But another
you
one,
can
yes.
play with
Another one.
Marius and David.
Yeah, we can do what we always get very nice is the Road to Hell. I always said that we need a version, that we do the two of us, because I've got a couple of versions with Belgo Cowboys already recorded, but it would be nice to have one with you. So yeah, the Road
So
to Hell. Up for the Road to Hell.
Road to Hell, song about my hometown.
Well, I'm standing by the river. The water doesn't flow. Spoiled every poison you can think of. And I'm underneath the streetlight, the light of joy I know. Scared beyond belief, but down in the shadow. And all the roads seem up a credit. It's all right. Just come over here. Out of sight. This ain't no technological breakdown. Oh no, this is the road to hell. Come on, David. And all the roads you never credit, and there's nothing you can do. It's all just bits of papers flying away from you. Look outward, take a good look. Look us down here. You must learn this lesson fast and learn it well. This ain't no outwardly mobile freeway. Oh no, this is the road. This is the road. This is the road to hell. Go ahead. Roll hard.
Nice.
Very good.
Always great, bro. You've done that yesterday, didn't we?
Yeah.
How many
great.
guitars do you have at home, Marius?
Yeah.
Not enough.
No, that's a good one.
Okay, not the good answer. How many?
About 6 on the bass. Yeah, 6. I have 3 acoustics, 3 electrics, and I have 1 guitar in Malaga as well. So yeah.
Malaga.
I have no guitars. I play
So,
bass.
how many?
It's like a guitar,
Okay,
but
it's more or less
but it's,
like-
it's just a lot cooler.
You know,
I
when
think,
you're
really.
when you're cheap and you don't want to put 2 more strings, you know.
And how many do you have at home?
5 in total.
5.
basses.
5.
Yeah, one's with Marco at the moment.
Oh my God! You kept that away from us. We didn't know that.
Okay, so 5, 6, and you? How many?
Around 6, 7, something like that.
6, 7. Oh, okay.
More-
Not all
Or,
high
one-
quality, but for mine.
One electrical and all the other ones acoustics, and one with steel strings.
Steel string, and don't forget, it's mainly like classical,
Yeah.
classical guitar. Yeah, true.
But I have to pick up the steel strings. For me, it was always difficult because it felt always very too much.
Tension.
Tension.
Yeah, but it's normal. I mean, it's the same for me. So when I play that, I feel that they're slippery. You know,
Yeah.
the strings just tend
Yeah.
to walk away from my fingers.
Yeah.
But you pluck again with your fingers.
Yeah.
It's different feeling. It
Yeah.
is. It is.
But then I saw you got your new baritone guitar. didn't you?
Yeah, true.
Is that's the 6 or is the 7? You just
6,
forgot
huh?
about it.
It's the what?
Is the 6 or the 7 the one?
6 strings.
No.
It's a 6
No,
string.
no.
yeah.
If it's
The 6
sixth
guitar or the
one,
7?
yeah, the 6 or
It's
the
not brand
7.
new. I mean, I saw the movie like what 2 days
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's being a discovery, but I still have to solve over there some buzzing problems, but
Yeah,
the
but
instrument it's fantastic, and also the way you play, you attack the instrument is also different.
Different, yeah. Well, that's the thing with the guitars. Huh? You get
It's
different.
yeah.
I mean, to me, a guitar that tells you a story is a good guitar. So
Yeah.
that's the feeling. I had guitars that,
True.
like really
Yeah.
expensive guitars that I just couldn't get anything of them.
Yeah.
And then I even play like cheap guitars that that they told me something, and
Yeah,
that gets
true,
you
huh?
inspired. You sort of like start doing things that you haven't done before because that's something that that guitar is kind of communicating to you. So
Now tell me one thing, both of you. The most weird situation you lived in a gig or in a show, whatever you want. The most weird situation. So Marius and Derek.
the most weird situation we get it all the time.
Only one. The most awkward one.
Not sure if I can pinpoint one.
I think mine was when my lead guitarist, who was only a couple of years ago, he was only 21, and the lead singer had bribed all her friends to run up on his stage after he'd done the Michael Jackson solo, we were in Beat It, and throw all this underwear at him. And all these middle-aged women were throwing boys at this little toy boy. A total surprise to him, but it was
That's
nice.
why I like small gigs. So don't get into this kind of awkward situations like
And
that.
yours?
And mine, yeah, I think I had the same problem as Enea. When you're in the middle of the round and you have to go to the toilet. That's a killer. So what you usually do is like you get like, guys, can I delegate this for for a couple of beers?
An instrumental number, that instrumental number.
No,
got
luckily we got Marco. Marco's taking over with some songs, so yeah. But no, I must say that we are not crazy about things. I mean, we are a bit static. We don't do big shows. We don't run on stage, so we don't get to fall down, trip, and all that.
Okay,
Sit
and new
tight.
projects on the pipeline?
Well, to be honest, I'm very happy that we got a lot of openings these days. So after quite consistent time off, that we kind of caught off because we did a lot of parties at home. But now we got quite a good, let's say, a set of venues that like us and we like them back. And I like this kind of stability, so I'm not really, also the capacity is very limited. So if we get about 2-3 gigs a month, I think that's, for me, that's the threshold. That's about that.
Works
Because
well.
with family and job and everything, I just can't get more. So we got these gigs, and what I would like to do is basically just to maintain this relationship and to get as much as we can. So it's the Wild Geese is back now, and we're always happy to play there. Sienda, they're good friends of ours. We go in Kortrijk once a month, and now and again we get different parties or venues that we can play. But I love to have a pool like this, 3-4 venues that we can always come back to, and people know us, and it's always great to. I don't want to chase for new places, It's a lot of time consuming.
It's time consuming. Yeah,
it's time consuming.
absolutely.
It's just
doesn't pay off
and
much,
it's frustrating.
It doesn't. And you also, at the end of the day, you also have to do the same thing, because it never works to say that you're a good band, or that you want to do that, and they're gonna love it or whatever. You have to have a personal relationship with somebody there. So and to develop that, it's time consuming. I'm not doing
It's a
this
time
anymore.
consumer. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we're happy what we have, actually. And of course, projects. For me, it's always about writing music, writing new stuff. I'm just about to deliver in probably a couple of weeks, Fire, the new song. And that's the thing, because I'm bringing this to the band, and we are doing now a bit of like the opening set is pretty much the original set I wrote. And gradually, I'd like to include them all. I think we're still missing a couple now that we don't do with Belgo Cowboys, but gradually, I'd like to introduce all the songs and perform them live. Yeah,
Definitely. No,
it's a bit of a curve, because because everybody in the band was not really in the writing process, so everybody's discovering the songs and trying to make a little bit of their own, which I don't mind. It's a personal touch, which everybody, it's a good thing to have. Sometimes it's even better what I did. So yeah, and that's a bit of plan. Yeah.
Okay, and you, Derek?
Well, looking for my next bass. So
Okay.
Working, more gigs.
Have you,
There's always room for one more.
Derek, have you considered already because you have 5 basses at home, but you have the basses that you have, all of them, they have 4 strings.
Yeah, well, 5 is the next.
5 is the next.
Yeah.
It took you,
And then
it took
an
you
acoustic.
some time.
An
And then an
acoustic.
acoustic.
It took you
No,
quite
but
some
they say
time.
you either play 5 or you play 4. That's what some theorists with bass. So I was always, but with cover bands, with singers, because they always have to change it down, and that extra string will make it a lot easier. Because a lot of people, on a bass, you can move things around, but it makes it a lot easier to have that extra lower string. So that's it's something I think I need in cover bands.
No, I love that. I love that. Yeah.
And also, to look for new sounds, for new ways of playing the thing.
Yeah, because things are going to be a bit different, and you're going to have to adjust a little bit just to accommodate a new.
Well, yeah.
With my a 7-string guitar, it took me like 6 months to get
exactly. Yeah, to feel comfortable.
to start to know exactly where I am. But
To have a good relationship with the guitar.
Yeah, it's a big
right
difference.
hand, left hand.
Now everything has to adjust.
synchronization,
Yeah, everything had to
it's-
adjust. It's amazing the change. You really have to. Yeah.
I'm still getting used to this one. It's got less frets on the neck than the Music Man I had, and even that you kind of not even another string. It's just it is a different way to play. You got to always be conscious of it.
And the acoustic one, it's also a nice. I think it's a nice investment. Sometimes I thought also on having an acoustic bass. I love so
But
much.
it's the volume. I've played one before, but it's hard, unless you get plug it in and put a little amp, But it's never
No,
quite
no,
got the
it's
volume.
nice, and particularly, we do a lot of acoustics. There
Well,
would
no,
be,
indeed, it would be nice. I agree.
There would be a good, match for the
Yeah.
acoustic bass. I don't think about it.
Well, no, always on the plan, but more gigs.
It's kind of universal language, music.
Yeah.
If you love music, you are always cool, relaxed, with no problems, like Hakuna Matata from King Lion. Yeah, it's kind of philosophy. Music, it's kind of philosophy.
Yeah. It's one of the first things that I do when I
As
I
long
get
as
home,
money isn't important to you,
Yeah, exactly.
then everything
Yeah.
else about music's
And I
wonderful.
think we are lucky, all of us, more or less.
It's a great community. Yeah.
Yeah.
We are lucky because we have our own jobs, and apart
Yeah.
from that, we can have fun doing this kind of
Yeah,
things.
I would not have it otherwise, to be honest. Music as a job, it becomes to be like, it's basically something that you don't want to end up with.
Yeah.
and I like it the way it is. I just like it. I like that, you know.
Well, it's a social life, you know, your
Right,
whole life.
right,
Yeah.
It's just a hobby you do until you're not fit enough.
Of course, I'd like to trade my 8 hours of work with 8 hours of, singing and playing.
Just need another zero on the.
There was a
on the
time, I
price.
think, that you considered that, or that at least you
A couple of times in my life, yeah, I did a couple of times in my life, and I'm happy that I made the right decision not to do that.
yeah.
As a matter of fact, when I started writing, I was pretty much focused on promoting, you know, to actually make a proper promotion, you know, proper job on, because that can be like a job basically. And I did a lot of studies, I took some trainings, I did a lot of reading, and I did a lot of things. I mean, you know that because you've been doing that more or less at the same time as me. And I ended up with the decision that no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do that. Not because of the time, but because of the fact that you have to sort of like nourish yourself all the time. You have to, you know, be there online, post all the time, make, you know, teasers and you know, just cheap stuff that, you know, people click by it and all that. I'm not doing that. It's just that I'm not doing that. And what I fear is that once you start doing that, basically, because that's that's what you do. This is the thing. So I took this class from a German guy who he's a brilliant acoustic guitar player, and he said like, oh well, I've got my funnel, I have my fan base and everything, and I've been, you know, I have a great success with my method of marketing and everything. But then, so I went through everything that he said. Very good, very nice. The guy worked in the system. He knows what he's talking about. Very good. But then I stepped back a little and I said, I want to check this guy. And guess what? In the last 3 years, the guy didn't do anything. So he marketed himself. He got himself this funnel, whatever, you know, fan club base and whatever. Maybe have 5 million views on YouTube, something like that. But then he stopped because basically he started doing just this, just marketing. He never put any song out. And I'm like, yeah, of course, that's what you get. I mean, that's a job in itself. And most of the time you do that and you just forget why you're there, you know. I just don't want to.
I mean, 1 in 100 people are really going to make it as well.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
It's like being
I mean,
a sportsman.
even
or
if you do the job
actor,
right,
it's-
maybe 1 in 100.
And even if you're
Yeah.
brilliant, you know. I mean,
Oh, you're brilliant,
we know
you know.
so many brilliant musicians who, you
It's
know.
not the music that puts you up, it's the
Yeah,
marketing. That's what it is, huh?
Yeah.
So no, we keep it.
the way
Yeah,
it is
yeah.
for the
It's a bit
moment.
frustrating because, you know, you put up a song and you expect people to, you know, sort of like know it, but of course they will never know it, and you know it has to be up in the radios, and you have to be,
Yeah.
you know, advertised and everything. So, but I just have to live with that. That's it, you know.
Yeah, and the question is that the music world is so wide
Yeah.
for the moment.
These days you can get everything. I mean,
Yeah.
it's saturated. The market is saturated because it's so easy to record home now professionally. Yeah. So then everybody's doing it.
Yeah. The question is where does quality starts?
Where does quality starts exactly? At least that's something that I'm very keen into. I'd like, you know, everything I deliver, I want to be top-notch quality. So that's something that I don't compromise on, and I think it's something that I will keep with the music. That's why we strive to do better and better with Belgo Cowboys. Always.
And who writes the lyrics for you?
I do.
Now he's his songs. you know.
Self-made
the
man.
poet,
Yeah.
self-made man.
Yeah, I do, and that's my bottleneck a bit because I can do a lot with music, but that's my bottleneck. And I wanted to make some collaborations, but it never really turned out well.
And it's difficult to express, to put in words what you are feeling in the moment.
It's 90% is about love, no?
Yeah, well, yeah, in time.
Okay.
No, what I
And
find
in another language, and not,
What I
not your
find-
home language. Yeah,
That's
that
the
must be
problem of
tough.
It
trying
is,
to
it
make
is.
music, your own music, is that you always, at least with me, I always try to run for that more sentimental side of the music.
I'm trying to get away from that, but I mean, even if a lot of the songs are about love, you know, you can make something cheesy or you can make something funny, you can, and that's a bit the thing. To me, the biggest challenge that I have with the lyrics is, which basically you can see in country, amazing. How can you make a story with so little words and meaningful words? Because you have a tendency to, as you write, to express things, and then you realize that it's too much. And then it really has to go into the matrix of the song. Sometimes you got only 4 words to say, and that's it. So make those 4 words count, you know.
Yeah.
And that's to me.
And who comes first? Sorry, the song or the lyrics?
No, for me it's always a team.
Well,
goes
yeah.
I don't know.
Like July
There must-
Lullaby, for instance, was a good development.
The one I like.
Yeah.
Let's go for it. Let's go.
Let's go for that.
That one is absolutely.
So I just came up with this theme for years. I think was so like okay, I'm gonna have to use this somewhere, you know. And then basically the humming was first, and then the lyrics came in. I have to remember myself, huh?
Uh-huh.
What's it gonna be when the final's pressed? Taking a down shot at you best. What is serving on the empty walls turns into a distance lonely screams. What if you and I walk the road? Maybe make it up until next time. What if all the nights dream empty? Just to be the dust roll empty. We greet the thief to save the thief. Heading nowhere anyway. 50 hours to sweep our way. We're so far away. While the sun is still up high, rain pours heavily outside. Storm rolls out of skies as we carry sweet July. Water keeping that phone busy, words got no real meaning. Why don't you and I end it this July? Sha-la-la-la, summer breeze gets me high. Sha-la-la-la-la, July lullaby. Sha-la-la-la, we hope it's time to say goodbye. Sha-la-la-la-la, July lullaby. Give me something, David. Summer breeze gets me high. Sha-la-la-la-la, July lullaby. That's a shorter version of that, right?
No, but the funny part of the story is
Cheers,
that
guys. Cheers.
Yeah.
another. Okay, cheers.
Another cheers.
Cheers.
Let's do
We got
a
another
couple
bottle
of them,
somewhere,
yeah.
right?
I don't know, but I think that the feeling must be great.
Yeah,
To
absolutely.
see that
Absolutely.
everyone is singing your own
So,
song.
yeah.
Yeah,
A little
absolutely.
bit like Marco when.
Yeah, I guess
when
Marco
Mark
is super
sings
excited when everybody goes like
Forse
first to know. Yeah.
It's amazing.
We're doing covers of it. Yeah.
Yeah, we included it like in I think last time we even played it with the band in
But it's true. On the time
It's
that
a
I
pity.
learned that I got the guitar was at the time of Nirvana, all these bands, and it was a fantastic time to pick up the guitar because they were playing acoustic.
Yeah.
They were getting famous, so
Yeah,
all the
these
kids in the
unplugged
school,
versions
yeah, these
were-
unplugged versions, and everybody wanted to. That's how I got into the guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you had a teacher
Yeah.
when you were a young boy. Do you had a teacher?
Never. No.
And you, Derek?
No, a couple of books way back, but nothing.
So
No. It's
not a
just,
special person.
no, not
A
trained.
special human being that.
No, you always get
Inspired
influenced.
you.
Yeah, you always get influenced. So I played with an amazing guitar player. Still, in my heart of a guitar player. He swapped me from the pick to the finger picking. Arnold, and I was stealing as much as I could from that guy. I mean, he was a treasure box, but it was never that come here and show me that. So everything I had to sort of like sneak and
Yeah.
get and try to imitate and try to make that be mine and my style and whatever. So I had clearly a few crushes on guitar players that basically influenced me for sure.
Okay, and now before we finish this kind of small, interesting conversation around Portuguese coffee and milhardies Belge, pastéis de nata, Portuguese pastéis de nata, one thing, in your opinion, Derek, a name of a musician or a singer that inspires you every single day?
It's James Jameson. He played bass on a lot of Stevie Wonders, a lot of the late Motown, Marvin Gaye with Curtis Mayfield. Some of his bass lines, I still struggle and enjoy struggling and enjoy failing with his stuff because it's in a way very simple but very, very complex. And he's
Okay,
the
and
one.
for you? For you, Marius?
Yeah, it's a difficult question. I'll be honest. It's a bit like because you have, on one hand, you have. I'm split apart now. Like I have to think in terms of which guitar player I like, but then which singer I like, which songwriter I like, and it's sometimes I don't.
Problems
really
of being a
find-
polyglot. Huh? I mean, I specialize.
I would say, if I'm to be constant about something with the bands that I've been through, because I had crushes and then I moved on and so forth. I think one band still stands there forever, even though it has nothing to do with what I do and how I do. It's Queen. I had a crush on Queen when I was like 13, 14, I think. And I still have this thing about Queen,
First
which
love, huh?
doesn't, first, but maybe one of the first. I think Elvis Presley was the first love, and Depeche Mode and all that. So, but Queen stayed. It still does. So even though I can't, identify myself with Brian May he's completely different kind of music, or Freddie Mercury. I can't even make a single cover of that because my range voice is not in there.
It's different from the one.
And then basically I'm bouncing between country artists that come and go, and I have a huge respect for a lot of artists currently, like Lee Brice in US and many artists, and that's the thing. It's very hard to say that's the band or that's the guy or that's the thing that I'm maybe to me, despite the fact that paradoxically it has nothing to do with what I do. It's Queen is the love that still stands. Yeah.
Okay, and now a tricky question.
Oh gosh.
Let's go back to Portugal.
Wait, and you don't ask me, to me?
Yes.
Oh, poverino! Oh, poverino! So, Mr. Fonseca, tell
Passive-aggressive
me.
now.
Passion aggressive.
Tell me.
For me at the moment is Maro, and I would like that we sing along this song.
Oh wow.
Saudade, saudade.
Nothing more than I can say says in it a better way. Nothing more than I can say says it in a better way.
It's my vote.
Those guys.
If England was in Europe,
That's
anyway.
tomato.
Derek, write that down, please. Huh?
I've got
we
it
brief
all
afterwards.
photographed. Yeah, I've got the chord changes. We're in. It's ours.
So for you it's Mario. It's Mario, but it's a good point because the question was, and it still is, Portugal, our country. That's
Lisbon
why-
or Porto?
Porto, definitely.
I thought that was the question.
That was not a tricky
That's the only question about Portugal. I thought.
No, that's why I'm dressed
And I've
in
been to
blue,
both.
always in blue.
Oh,
It's the color of my city, of my football team. So we have plenty of singers and bands, Portuguese bands. Do you know one Portuguese singer or a Portuguese band that you really like?
David Fonseca.
Oh, well done!
I know Portuguese speaking Brazilian artists.
Okay.
Well, Sergio Mendes, of course, has to be up there, and
Okay.
all those classics. Yeah, well, I was
Yeah.
raised with those, so yeah, Brazilian music's always been a big part of. Yeah.
So are you still in or out?
Absolutely. I mean. So yeah.
So let's do
Even
it.
though
Let's
that's the
make
thing, I
this
know
happen.
the area. It's amazing. It's gorgeous. It's
Yeah.
Beautiful city.
wine and music. I mean, wine and guitar.
Can
That's
you
very much-
imagine
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
Belgo
I can
Cowboys
imagine.
with
Yeah.
David Fonseca
Yeah.
in a love boat going up the river Douro.
I'm even like the road trip down there. Get the van, everyone together.
We
yeah,
can
you're gonna-
start playing inside the airplane. Okay, why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Put every single passenger playing,
Under our spell.
singing along.
We're gonna get wine for free, or?
Okay, so let's start dreaming. And now,
Come aboard.
oh come on,
Maybe
We're
a love
expecting Love,
yeah, the crest.
life sweet as reward.
on the
More
love
shocking than ever about its
boat.
existence. This TV series. Flow comes back to you.
Olita.
I can see the credits. I can see the
Try
film
to
running in my
explain
head.
us, why do you have a crush on this song?
No, I think it's a fantastic one. I don't know. I like the flow. I like the rhythm. I like the
pitch,
harmonies.
yeah.
It's
Hey,
yeah.
you're speaking like a child now. I like that. I like that. That's the plan, huh?
To have sponsors.
We have sponsors
Yeah, because
because traveling is expensive. Yeah. So that's basically the long vision of this marriage of channels, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
we go there now. So
Absolutely.
you want
But
to?
we have a
And-
brand.
and what
We have a
wanted to
brand
say.
already.
Yeah, we have a brand already.
logo?
Yeah, not really a logo, but
Hey, a logo.
I can
yeah,
help with that, I can
more
help
or
with that.
less.
no, a logo. No, what we have? It's AND FF.
ANDFF.
That's our.
Anna and David.
Anna
Logo,
and
that's for
David.
fuck's sake. Sorry, I got a bit too English, but
He told that
Oh, wait,
a
we
few,
say-
a few hours ago. He told exactly the same.
Great minds,
no
man,
swears,
great
no
minds.
swears. You can smoke, but you can't swear. Remember?
But it was marketing.
deal.
That's okay.
You did. That's a good gimmick.
AND Make it sound like cinema, or not really like cinema, but that cinematic voice.
Essential
AND.
voice, you know. AD.
Ah, yeah.
An aftershave selling voice.
Yes, yes, that's right. Yeah. If you need help with that, I can do it. I thought like back in G. Haven't done this in centuries. Huh?
What is it?
All on the watchtower. That must be some kind of waste out of here. Said the Joker to the thief. Too much confusion. I can get no relief. This is my daydream on. Tom and Dick Meyer. There is nothing on the line. There is nothing to be told. all along the watchtower. Princess came and went, while the barrels saved the view. Barefoot princess too. Business bang, drop my bind. Two riders are approaching, and the wind began to howl. We began to howl. Watchtower, ladies come and went, while the princess kept the view. Barefoot servants too. Oh, long watchtower, down, down.
It's amazing how
Classic for a
you
reason.
guys.
Improvise, yeah, clearly, because I haven't done this in a long time. This is one of the songs that we did when we met first time.
Yeah.
7
Yeah?
years ago. For some reason, a lot of the songs we did, they ended up in the bin. We don't do them anymore. Maybe we should revise that.
Definitely. There's a
Yeah,
lot of
good
good
song.
ones missing. Yeah.
Just go there and grab them.
Exactly,
From the
exactly. It's Enea's fault. Blame him.
You want some cinnamon?
Yeah, drummers thinking that they're musicians, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Anna and David. You are wonderful hosts. And
Yeah.
we had a blast spending the afternoon with you guys.
I think
Yeah, beautiful.
David is fighting with pastel de nata. You have pastel de nata all over.
It's a good look.
That's like when you're too much Portuguese, you know.
Used to spend my nights out in a bar. me from reaching for the bottom and brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. I've looked for love in all same old places, found the bottom of the bottle always dry. But when you put out your heart, I didn't waste it. 'Cause there's nothing like your love to get me high. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned on your love all the time. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I stay stoned with your love all the time. Smooth Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. Tennessee whiskey.